The infamous Annabelle doll has been known to be the cause of so many deaths. Annabelle is thought to be haunted by an evil spirit and was taken to the occult museum belonging to Ed and Lorraine Warren. Annabelle was moved there in the 1970s after a spate of hauntings. According to the Warrens, a student nurse was given a doll in 1971. They said that the doll behaved strangely and that a psychic medium told the student that the doll was inhabited by the spirit of a deceased girl named Annabelle. The Raggedy Ann doll is a character created by American writer Johnny Gruelle that appeared in a series of books that he wrote and illustrated for young children. The Raggedy Ann doll is a rag doll with red yarn for hair and a triangle nose. Groove created this doll on September the 7th, 1915. Dolls were manufactured from 1935 to 1938, then again between 1938 and 1963. We've all heard the stories about the two student nurses that were affected by Annabelle, and the man who went up to Annabelle in the occult museum and started tapping at the glass cabinet and calling Annabelle names, and then he died shortly afterwards. But the story didn't start there. The story started in 1953, when a man called Douglas Adams slain his 12-year-old daughter and his wife by slitting their throats. When the police entered the house, they found the Annabelle doll sitting staring over the dead 12-year-old. Douglas Adams was a normal husband and father. Some say he was possessed by Annabelle in 1953 before any of the other hauntings began, because the official hauntings didn't start until 1970 when Ed and Lorraine Warren investigated.
Both of them St. Hartford or Hartford Hospital.
Was Hartford Hospital?
It was Hartford Hospital, honey.
And they were on the same shift, and so they worked together, they lived together, they shared the expenses. And one morning she got this idea to bring the doll from the bedroom into the kitchen where they were having breakfast, and she put it in a chair. And she said, "Oh, Raggedy Ann here's going to have breakfast with us today," joking around. Okay, well, that was a joke. Then, the next thing,
Bless you.
the next thing, she brought it down again the next morning, and the next morning. But the third morning, they're talking to the doll, and the arms of the doll are on the chair like this. Suddenly, they went up and onto the table. Now, this didn't frighten them. This intrigued them, to the extent that the one nurse said to the other one, "One of the nurses knows a medium. Let's ask her about this. I'll bet you there's a spirit in that doll That's what they did. They asked this nurse about it, and she said, yeah. She said, I know a woman who is a medium. I'll bring her over, and we'll hold a seance. It was a joke, just a game. But it didn't turn out to be a game. It turned out to be one of the most horrifying experiences they'd ever have in their life.
Mm-hmm.
And I've talked with people just recently, as recent as 2 months ago, who know the two nurses. And even today, they don't like to talk about it.
Led and Lorraine Warren were transporting Annabelle doll to the occult museum. They began experiencing paranormal activity. Car kept stalling on sharp bends in the road as if to cause an accident, for no reason. Once they took Annabelle back to the museum, they locked her up in a glass cabinet. A priest came on a monthly basis to bless the doll with holy water. The Warrens' Cult Museum is closed today, but Annabelle remains there, locked. They closed it after a member of the public came in and started tapping on the glass cabinet that Annabelle was in, calling it names and mocking her. Of course, he was a skeptic and didn't think it was real. He never made it home. When he left, he got on his motorcycle, and you know the rest.